All right, welcome back
You'll
to
do an
another
intro.
edition. Yeah, welcome back to another edition of Just Kicking It. My man Brandon is moving to Texas, so I had to get my compadre to fill in for me. They call him Double D, David Dudley. Thank you for coming
Yes.
on, another Manchester United fan. So y'all know that what this is gonna be about today already. So we get a lot of listeners like, man, y'all always talking about the EPL. This is gonna be not even more EPL, but more Manchester United discussion. But it'll be fun. But Double D, thank you for filling in, man.
Absolutely, man. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for asking me to be on. And shout out to Brandon as well. I always like having him here as well. And also
Yeah,
like
yeah,
listening
yeah,
to
man.
both of you, man.
Yeah,
It's a
he's
great
moving down
show.
your way, man. So
Hopefully we can hook up sometime too because we'll
yeah,
be closer now. So I'll be able to check him out.
yeah, man. So
Because
go ahead,
there's
man. We
lots to
was
get
just jumping
into
into a
down here.
general conversation, man. We was talking about before we started talking about international players playing in these friendly tournaments. I guess they are now. Where it's what is it called? Like the European Cup or Invitational or something.
I think
And
it
then
was
it's tiered
Nations
out
Cup or
too.
something like that.
Yeah, and it's tiered out too. So like, if you come in last in your group, you fall down to like the second level of this tournament. So it's in three tiers. So there's
Right.
four groups in each tier, and if you come in last, or maybe even the last two, or maybe I forgot what it was, you fall down to the lower group. But if you're in the top one in that under group, the top two people, I think they go up into the other groups.
So kind of mixing it between like a kind of
A
round
regulation,
robin,
a
but
deregulation. Yeah,
also somewhat kind of double elimination format to a
yeah.
degree as well. Yeah.
So you're talking about young players developing. So you saying somebody like a Sane maybe where he'll go play in Germany, and he needs that little bit of
See, that tournament is cool because at the only real dilemma with those tournaments like that, where it's not really for any kind of prestigious award, is injury, and so it's always like that competition between the clubs and also the international associations about how badly do you need our top players that are established. So we talking about like people that are in their prime, like saying like between 24 and 28. Do they really need to be in a tournament that doesn't even count towards their overall legacy? Because you're not going to look at that and be like, okay, well look at what Cristiano Ronaldo did in the Nations Cup. He did great in that. He was the all-time leading scorer in the Nations Cup. But it's like the Nations Cup. What is that? That was
what is
just
what I had to explain it to you. Like what's going
you
on
know
with
what I mean? Like nobody cares about that. When you talking about like World Cup, what I'm saying, Euros, Copa America, stuff like that, then a club could, because bad stuff could happen. So a club could wrap their mind around, all right, we lost our star player to a severe injury. Because speaking of severe injury, as far as I was going to say, like, I didn't want to say broken leg as far as
yeah.
put that mojo out there, but this happened, man. Brazil World Cup 2014, that a terrible play by the Colombian. I forget his name, but ended up injuring Neymar in the World Cup.
Yeah.
And he had a couple of bruised and I think bruised, not broken, bruised vertebrae. So I'm talking about serious injury because of the play. And but you can, I think he was with Barcelona still at that time. But as Barcelona, you're like, he was at the World Cup.
Right. I
You
mean,
know what I mean?
I can't but if he was at the you know the Nations League, even though he's not
the Toyota
yeah, the
Invitational, and we
Toyota
just, you know what I'm
Invitational,
saying?
like
It's like, God dang, I mean, that's cool. Brazil was there. I know you want to try to like raise some money because it's all about money. So you
yeah.
want to have him there, but it's like, God dang, he got
I
his
mean, does it
leg
put the
broke
European
for
players at a
that.
disadvantage with this comparatively to other nations with their way they do it? Like, particularly, it seemed like they are like when Suarez and like Messi and all them go over for theirs, they be taking private
Yeah,
jets. They be over there chilling,
yeah, yeah,
partying. I think they playing like 30, 40 minutes. They over there, they ain't doing, they lounging over there.
yeah.
But it
Nah,
seemed
I
like that
think that's
Nations League,
legit.
they be like, no, we own it.
I think that's legit, bro. I think that's legit. I think that's kind of a
Because
thing
Messi
just
had
culturally.
everybody on his plane. People
And
in other
that's
countries, everybody flying on Messi plane.
I think that's like culturally too, because when you were a star player for a South American country, I think you probably get a little more, you probably get the most rock star treatment of any international star. You know what I mean? Like
Okay.
maybe Italy would rival the type of like the stuff that we don't see as just regular people, the type of preferential treatment that you would get behind the scenes as far as, yeah, man, the rest of the team showed up in,
On
saying
the
a
bus.
regular, bus. This cat for real got dropped off in a helicopter
Right.
type thing. You know what I mean? Like,
and
wow,
it was
okay.
on their dime.
Yeah. The Air Force, like, escorting them type thing. And the Argentinian Air Force, because that's Lionel Messi,
Yeah.
So we got a couple of paratroopers came in with him and all that kind of stuff. Like they would do that for him, but for the other cat, like, they're not getting that. The rest of the team, but that's
So
just
man,
how it is. But
we
Europe
talking
not
about
gonna get that
Argentina,
at all.
man. Rest in peace to Maradona, man. We didn't talk about this today. He had passed by the time we had the last show.
Bro.
Rest in peace to Maradona, man. Like, man, if anybody gets a chance, watch that documentary. It really is crazy to even see. Like, this dude was living.
Yeah.
I guess who would he be comparative to in American sports? You think Maradona would be like for people that like because we have a lot of people that listen that trying to get into it. Like, who would he be?
Okay.
I'm trying to think who he would be. It's kind of hard because
it's very difficult.
Because I don't know if a player in the U.S. could get away with what he got away with.
It's not one person. So
he's an amalgamation of a couple people, right?
That's what I'm saying. It's not one person. So like I'm gonna start off with, and this is not. I'm gonna start off with this person only to get into the American mindset. Start off with Dennis Rodman.
I was thinking Dennis Rodman.
That doesn't even at all really describe him because he wasn't a Dennis Rodman type of player at all. You know what I mean? Like, but his lifestyle was kind of like that. But,
yeah, he got an illegitimate son that he didn't start claiming till like 5 years before he died. Like, and then he was blatantly like, that ain't my kid. Like on some, like, like Michael Jackson, Billie Jean.
Hey, bro.
They was like, no, we got the blood test. It's your kid. It's not. No, it's not.
Man. Nah.
So is he in moving in Maradona? Is Messi always going to live in his shadow for Argentinian players?
I think this is just me personally, man. I think all players will, but I think it just got worse with Messi because he happened to be short and left-footed, and that's really what it is. Because other than that, and this is one thing I saw about Maradona real quick, as far as just personally, I'm just lucky to say that I was able to actually watch him play, not just watch highlights. Because that's a big difference. Like watching people play and watching highlights are two different things in any sport.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? And they were two different players. They just had similar statures, but like the roles that they did, and I'm not saying that to say that Maradona was better than Messi. They just did two different things. You know what I mean? Like that's.
Could he even exist in this game though? Is a question I was thinking about. Like looking.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, you think he'd even be better now? Like if he was in this?
Absolutely, because one thing I forgot, and I happened to be watching shout out to YouTube. I was watching an older game because I was checking out. Matter of fact, just to let people at home know what I was looking at, a game from the 1982 World Cup where Argentina played Italy, and Italy won in that World Cup. And the reason I was watching because I wanted to see the matchup between the Italian defender, his name is Claudio Gentili, and Diego Maradona, because he was what they call man marking individually.
Right, but normally most people didn't man mark Maradona though.
Right, and he was able to do that. And so I was like, well, let me just check it out, see what happened. And so I just wanted to look at it. And the game back then was different, man. Like they were able to do a lot more rough stuff.
Okay.
That was like not just like grabbing rough, like really messing with people's like legs and stuff like that rough, to where they were able to do a lot more back then that you cannot do now. So
So is Messi gonna live in his shadow because he doesn't have a World Cup? Is in Argentinian mind?
I think so, and that's kind of going to what we were saying about how it could be different as far as like how that South American players can get treated like stars so much for their proteins. Because look at James Rodriguez, right? So James Rodriguez will always be almost deified as far as like when it comes to playing for Colombia, whereas for his club teams it might be kind of like hit or miss depending on what the system is. You know what I mean? Which that's with any player, but that's just the way it's built in the psyche. Down, you know what I mean? Like it's a big thing, and it's like, I guess a big part of like what's in their mindsets, like when they're watching it too, it's like one of us made it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that mindset, and that of course permeates a lot of things other than sports. And you see one of you that made it. And so and Maradona is the perfect symbol of that. You know what I mean? Like, we made it. We
Is
made it.
Messi a thing of like he's had to I guess the Maradona carried teams too, but I feel like especially with the Argentinian teams we've seen the last few World Cups, I feel like he's carried them like where it's like he got five men on him. He's out there trying to dribble on the back end, trying to make something happen, and it is like we just gonna stop Messi. Like if we stop him, Argentina shut down. We can nick in one goal and we can roll out.
Yeah, I think that 2014, I feel like that was a good example of that because I feel like that was where he played the best.
And that's when they lost to Germany, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I think that was probably like he played the best and that team was built the best. Because one thing that I'll say with that team too, and I said that at the time, not just in hindsight, because I like Messi. I'm not a Messi hater, but I was a big fan of Javier Mascherano on that team. Like he was a defensive midfielder on that team. And a lot of that stuff was built around him. And I felt like that was a good thing. And I thought that's what a lot of that success came from. And in the previous World Cups, it wasn't like that. And I think that's where it was like, just comparing, because it'll always be where you'll see the Barcelona success for Messi compared to the lack of success for Argentina comparatively. And a big thing with that is the team behind him. And when you look at the Barcelona team, man, like that team had behind him, like the core of that team in the middle was maybe the best trio of midfielders ever as far as Busquets, Xavi, and Iniesta. So you got that. And so like that's why when he goes to Argentina, he doesn't have that. So it's going to be a different setup. And so it's not really fair to
are the South American teams at a disadvantage more now because of we talked about this before, but with the expat setup, a lot of them going into Europe and like snatching them up from Brazil at 5 years old, saying, "Well, we'll make you a Portuguese citizen and take care of your family because we saw you in the favelas doing your thing. Right. Now you ain't playing for Colombia no more. You playing for Spain or you playing for whoever over there."
I think that does put them at a disadvantage. I think it, like, for the soccer identity wise, because, you know what I'm saying? Like, so, like, as a kid, you're always going to look at the people that succeeded before you. So if what you're seeing from the people that you want to emulate is, okay, we need to get out of here. You know what I mean? It's like,
yeah, you get it.
So after, to a degree, you start looking at just those other countries in general. It's like, okay,
that's what the U.S. is doing with Mexico. It seems like right now too on the low. I wouldn't be surprised 5 to 10 years from now, Mexico kind of having a teeter off a little bit in CONCACAF because of U.S. Like half their team is all like expat.
Fight. That's a big fight though. That's funny you say that too because that's like a huge. That's one of the. That's like almost like. Symbolizes the fight over the entire world, you know what I'm saying? Like because there's so many Mexicans born in America, so they have dual citizenship. You know what I mean? So it's like I can play for both. And
how many players do that? How many players would do that where they'll play for Mexico and they were born here? Like, what's the percentage you think on that team that?
And this is the big thing because like it's talking about like recently. To answer your question real quick, I'll say it's probably, man, dude, it might be in favor. I think it's in favor of Mexico, and I think it's probably 60-40. Because it's really
60% of them are born in the U.S. but play for Mexico.
Oh, not on the current team. I'm saying people in that situation.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I think out of 10 people that are in that situation, I think 6 of them going for Team Mexico. Man.
But it's getting more even though now.
I don't think so. I think it's going more for. I think that's what I'm saying. I think it's going more for Mexico now.
Oh, like, really? I was thinking because I've seen a lot of Mexican players on the team now, just as much as like Africans and things like that. Like I was like, man, I was looking at some of the names and I was like Garcia, like.
because man, I don't know though people's names, but it was like 4 players like here recently where that was like a real big thing for because they were young, talking about like between 17 and 19, whatever, and 3 of those 4 ended up going with
the Mexican national team.
With
Wow.
Mexico, right? So that's what I'm saying. Like, but in a big thing of it, like, because they had like different interviews after, as far as like talking about their decisions and like looking at some of the similarities in their comments. Man, a big thing with it was because I mentioned this on I think on the previous show we were talking about this. They were talking about the overall culture of what the team is, and that's when I'm like, you got to think about what the culture of soccer is in the U.S. because that's what they're saying. It's like they're like, man, hey man, I don't want to be part of this, you know what I'm saying, this suburban soccer culture. I don't want that, because it's kind of it's not to the level to where it's an elitist sport.
It's damn near it's getting close though.
But it's
to some tennis and golf situation.
And that's where I think they're like, man, I'm not with that. You know what I mean? And I want a more, you know what I'm saying, organic and, you know what I'm saying, like earthy people for real, like crying if we lose.
Isn't Europe on that though? Like they snatching up, putting you in a club camp, academy at like 6 or 7. So isn't it kind of what the U.S. is doing, trying to be similar to that European system? Or you think it doesn't work over here because you don't have the group of people to kind of do that?
Man, that's a good lane to go down. I think the difference is, man, I'm glad that you said that because I think the difference is that the dynamics and the difference between those countries, right? Not to say that continent, because of course, Africa is not a continent. Africa is a collection of different countries. And like, so the countries of Europe that have various connections with the countries of Africa, they get those people young, but it's also coming from a place where soccer is big in Europe and soccer is big in the continent of Africa. So it's like, there's no cultural
competition too.
You know what I mean? Like, whereas you're looking at the US to Mexico, soccer is big in Mexico. Soccer is not so big in the United States. So it's like, oh, okay, I see what this is. You just really want to use me to boost the prestige of this sport in the US, but you don't want to make it about me as a person. No, I don't want to do that. I think that's kind of like where it's coming from there, because they have an option to where I could still get the individual success that I want to attain without having to, I don't want to say sell out, because that's not, you know what I'm saying?
Or being true to
without having to compromise my cultural identity. You know what I mean? So they could have both. Whereas those kids that are in those situations that are going to those European teams so young, it's an economic thing. So it's like soccer culturally, they have the same opportunity where they're at, but from the economic standpoint, are you going to have it? And the answer is no. So,
yeah, I mean, it's always interesting with me because it seems like
that's deep
expats though. Yeah, like it, but it's like interesting because the U.S. and I think Canada's on the rise too on the low. You know what I'm saying? Like that. I don't think people are sleeping on what Canada's got going on.
Shout out to Davies, bro.
That's what I'm saying. They got Davies. They got a couple other brothers up there too.
I wish he was American.
He is though. He could have played for either.
Oh, he had option?
Yeah, he played for Canada. He decided on Canada. I believe he was born. Was he born in like Minnesota or something? It was somewhere.
It was like a border situation.
Yeah. And he went, and the parents ended up moving. I think his parents were in college or something, ended up moving to Canada.
Gotcha.
He ended up going with them. But if you look at it, like a lot of the U.S. players,
because him and Yellen together, dude, ooh, that would have been nasty.
I don't even know. I don't even know if Yellen's gonna make the squad on the low. Think about it.
He might not be Dest out, but they play opposite sides, don't they?
Yeah, but Yellen's not even playing for Newcastle right now.
Oh, he's banged up.
But I'm saying, I mean, you gotta think about, and they got all 19-year-olds back there, and they developing. I mean, Dest is back there. I mean, Dest is the first, just became the first U.S. player to score in a La Liga game.
Well, we have a long ways to go, but I think he's a shoe-in to pencil him in as a starter.
Talking about Dest?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Oh, I think Dest is
stuff can happen, but
I think Dest is on your poster. I think he's bigger than what you think.
Okay, I got you.
I think he's on your poster. Like the poster for
He
the
on some
U.S.
Danny
soccer team.
Alves, Marcelo type stuff.
Yeah, the poster is Dest.
I can see that.
McKennie,
Yeah.
Christian Pulisic, and I'm trying, and maybe Sargent. That's your U.S.
The other spot gonna be a toss
room.
up. The other spot a toss up because it's gonna be out of Sargent, Reyna, and
yeah. Ooh, you know what? Sargent gotta go. Reyna. That's because Reyna got a spot even if he sucked because his daddy. My bad, Sargent. Hey, you know what? Sargent would be the dude sitting on the sideline holding the ball, like behind them four.
Yeah.
He like the dude holding the ball in the background. That's Sargent.
Right. Or running in the background, like trying to catch up with the rest of them. Yeah.
Yeah, he not in the front. No, you're right. It's Reyna. It's Reyna.
No, sir.
Even though Sargent's balling at Bremen, though, but I mean, I think the problem is someone like a Sargent, where he won't be at the top, is that he's not playing for a high-profile team. He's playing for Bremen, he needs to be out there putting up 35 goals.
He got to be doing some Erling Haaland type stuff. I got you.
Yep. He's gonna have to.
And that's what I'm saying. Like as far as like the issue with the U.S. because this is, I believe, the best.
Yeah, we can jump into that, man. That's
the
a good
best generation of the U.S. team.
They haven't proven it yet, but talent-wise, is undoubtedly.
Or potential-wise. Let me say that. Potential-wise, I'll say that. And not even just potential, but just potential with actual results, like the mixture of the two, because they're proving it. But I just think like it's so many that kind of do similar things. You know what I'm saying? So you run into that too. So
yeah, because I mean, I look at it like McKennie when he signed to Juve. Remember we talked about it before, and we was like, oh man, I don't know, he ain't gonna get no playing time, and he's out there starting,
balling. They actually are depending on him. Yeah, he's actually. This isn't a topic for today, but this is just a quick shout out because we're gonna get to this team later. But he's in the role. He's more in a role that Arturo Vidal was in, but he's like in a similar role to what they actually had Paul Pogba doing. That's why I'll bring that up.
Yeah,
he's like they have him in a Pogba type role, like to where that's how much they think about him,
which is crazy. The thing about we thought he was gonna ride the bench. And maybe he knew something we didn't because he was already starting at Manchella Glaba or whatever before.
But the thing with it was who they had. That's why I was saying that. I was like,
is Diabala hurt? Is Diabala hurt?
I guess he's always kind of hurt. That's kind of that may be why they got him because
he's playing in Diabala's spot, right?
Yeah, because he's not playing. You know?
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. He's playing in Diabala's spot. Yeah, because
they're trusting him with a lot of responsibility, man. Like and he's young too. It ain't like
all these cats under 25, man. All of them under 25.
And this ain't even like a mid-level Serie A squad. This is like all
He in Champions League scoring. He's the scored in Champions League.
Oh, bro, when they're resting. When you a starter and they resting you for certain games, that's when you know that you know what I'm saying? Like, so the times that he's not starting, it ain't because he's nicked up or whatever.
Ronaldo's not starting either. Like, Ronaldo's not starting either. Yeah, all the gunners is sitting there chilling. Bro.
McKennie's, and that's what this says, talking about Team USA as well. This the only thing that I wish that they do because I think for me, that's like the formation is going to be the 4-2-3-1 formation everybody uses. They're going to use that. Probably.
Oh, you think they're going to put Pulisic up front?
Put Pulisic on the left wing.
Oh.
Put Reyna in the middle and put McKennie on the right. Because the way they do it, because Reyna's a little slicker with dribbling and McKennie's a little
why don't you put him
strong.
behind and then put Sargent up front maybe and put Reyna on that back?
I would do that too, but I wouldn't put Reyna on the outside. I would put Reyna in the middle because McKennie can hold up because he has the athleticism to hold up on the outside, but I don't think Reyna can. It takes away from his offense too much. So,
or is Pulisic gonna be in the middle because of marketing? You're gonna have to put him up front, like just because it's like he's the marquee guy.
It's funny you say that too, bro. It's funny you say
like,
that. Because,
he may come in and think like, "Oh, you gonna play on the left?" Nah, I'm not playing on the left. I'm playing in the middle.
Tournament it was. I forget. Yeah, I can't remember what tournament it was, but it was like one of his first times playing where they would try to pub him here, and they tried to do that, and it's like it's not his position. You know what I mean? Like he wasn't comfortable in that position as far as on the field.
Yeah.
But they did that exact thing. They tried to play him as that central attacking midfield guy to create everything, and it's like just to talk about Maradona for a second too.
Yeah.
Like that position, and also talk about Pele. That position itself really is not the role of that is not to be a superstar. Is just Pele made it seem like that because he was so good. So that's that got people's minds. Like so they saw like him wearing a number 10, and that's the spot he played. And so like this was like the advent of people recording games the first time ever. So people are watching this like, oh, okay, wow.
So you think that basically Pele took it to a level like and made the position not necessarily bigger, but different than what it really is intended for? Because everybody's like, oh, I want to be Pele playing in the up front in the middle.
Right. It's an important position, but it doesn't necessarily mean that your superstar player has to be there. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that messes up a lot of people to where they sometimes either get forced in that position or they themselves try to force themselves there when just play on the outside. If you just Cristiano Ronaldo, right? Like he actually can play in the middle because he's done it before. That was his breakout season, but he settled in on, you know what, I can be my best on the left wing and then just cutting. You know what I'm saying? Like and that's kind of like what Pulisic is. It's like he didn't say that, but I'm saying like they tried to do what you're talking about. Yeah. Let's put him in the middle, make him the star man, but it's like you can be the star somewhere else. But.
Yeah, because it's all about who's gonna put him in the back of the net. That's who's gonna be the star. You know what I'm saying? Like, but that's interesting. You said that the center forward.
Marcelo's a star. He plays left back.
Yeah.
So
yeah. So let's jump into this. Let's jump into some EPL talk, man, before we get to this top 25. Right. So we, as people already know, me and Double D are Manchester United fans. Dang. This week. I say the last few weeks. I wouldn't just say this week. It's like being on heroin. I feel like being a Manchester United fan. Like you looking for that high again.
It's a mixture of drugs. It's
a cocktail of stuff.
It's just one, man. It's not just one. It just like you said, because you get that itch because that's the whole thing. So. Man, as soon as you like, you know what, man, I'm done with them because they send me on this roller coaster.
And then they'll go pop 3 on West Ham in like 10 minutes, and you like, damn, okay.
PSG, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, what? Whoa, y'all beat PSG
and dominated PSG. Wow. Not just beat them, dominated them.
So it's like, and even what's so funny too, because you beat them in Paris, and on the return game,
you should have.
Even though we lost, that really was. You know what I mean? Like that was a well-played game to an extent. I think it came unglued in the second half.
Especially after overall, the red card.
Right. That's it. Overall though, we did all right. And I'm just saying that in regards to what they did against
Leipzig,
but Shakhtar in Istanbul, and what they did against Leipzig.
And my thing is with Istanbul, all we had to do is tie them in that game that we lost. All we needed was to tie that, we'd be through.
But the goals they gave up was so bad. And that's what I'm saying. The defense was so bad on those plays.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, some kind of way, Paul Pogba becomes the scapegoat.
I agree. You know what I mean? But he's also playing into it as well. He's not helping it out. And his agent's not.
It's the Arsenal game. The Arsenal game and the agent really is I think that's the biggest thing.
Yeah,
is the agent. But that Arsenal game, which is so crazy because he actually played well in that game. It's just tactically, which Ole Gunnar Solskjaer should have learned from that because they used a 3-4-3 in that, and they kept messing us over on the flanks, and that's how he ended up, getting beat by Bellerin and tripping him for the penalty, right? So, what does he do? Okay, I'm going to use a system against Leipzig when all we need to do is tie. Where I'm not going to be strong on the outside You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to be weak on the flanks. Why are you weak on the flanks against a team that attacks down the flanks?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah, it's just in like now.
That's my rant for right now.
Yeah, no, and then we tie Man City this weekend. I mean, I'm fine with it. Whatever.
Well, yeah, the frustration there being is like, okay, because the way y'all play here is like, oh, that's all y'all had to do the other day.
Yeah, I would have took an ass kicking from Man City over that game. I would have took that 3-2 loss to Man City there than and took the tie with Leipzig easier, because I figured we could figure out a way back into the EPL. Yes. And now we're in the bum Europa League, and I mean it's fine. I mean we could play our way back into Champions League potentially if we don't make it, but it's like being in NIT. You don't know what's gonna happen. You know,
it's demoralizing.
Yeah, and I think it's more demoralizing when you fall down from the Champions League to there. And I wonder if I need to look up statistically how many teams have won it when they fell down than if they just enter the Europa in the group stage.
Right.
Or even to the semifinals. Even to the semifinals. Like how many have made it?
I bet you would find like those teams that qualify their way up, they have a distinct advantage over those other teams.
Yeah, probably. I agree. Yeah, like you look at like last year we dominated Club Rouge last year. Like dominated them. I mean, they fell down from the from Champions League, right? And we dominated.
Look at the teams that gave us problems, like Copenhagen. They were in Europa from the get-go.
Beginning, they was fighting in there. Sevilla was fighting in there. I mean, those teams.
There's a couple other teams like where we had some rough games.
Yeah, like I think Dynamo Kiev, I think, was one that gave us some issues.
Some close games, yeah, but they had been in it, like you're saying, and I think there is something to say about that because. There's a certain, particularly with the circumstances with Man United, because the whole drama of the end of the season, the scramble just to qualify for Champions League.
Yep.
And of course, the whole big thing was because as Man United fans, we were thinking that was going to help boost us to sign Sancho,
and then Upamecano. We thought we was just the floodgates was opening up. And no. And you know what I thought about though? I think there is a way that a Champions League team does do well in falling down is when they play well to get to the third spot to qualify to make sure they can get some kind of going.
Yeah.
Like you were in the fourth spot and you had to win that game to get in the third.
Yeah, I got you.
I think those teams are also a little bit hungrier too. It's like, man, we was finna not be playing at all, and we qualified our way still to keep our game. I bet you those teams play better too.
The hope too is that, man, but that's shaky with Man United is. I'm not gonna say that's gonna be their case, but the hope too, being with a team in that situation like a Man United, is that like Sevilla last year, is that when you get either knocked down to Europa or you already in Europa from the previous league, that you also view it as and Arsenal was in a situation too. You know what?
Got blown out by Olympiacos or something. It was
Olympiacos. Yeah. But if we win this, we automatically qualify for Champions League. So when those teams that are usually Champions League teams view Europa as a pathway back into Champions League, then that's when you see like they play really well in it, as opposed to just them being like, well, let's just sit tight and do what we can and try to stay in it, but let's mainly just use our domestic league as our pathway
and
back.
I guarantee you we're thinking domestic league.
Right.
And you got to think it's some dope teams down there in Europa on the low.
Yeah, it just seems like a demotion, but
Spurs are down there. Tottenham's down there.
Man, they've never won it. Man United have never won Europa. So
they've never won Europa?
Never. So this is an opportunity to actually win something. That was the whole big thing when they were in the,
Okay.
So
I thought we had won it back in maybe 2000 something. Okay. Dang. Okay.
But also keep in mind they changed names and stuff.
Right. So, okay. So it was when it was whatever that was before that, like the Euro Cup or whatever. Yeah. Okay.
I forgot what it was. I think like Winners' Cup or something.
Yeah, like they changed the name. The Europa is pretty fairly new name.
It's like it's from this century.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
it's very new then. So it's very the name change is very new.
So
and they're making a third level up too. They're making a third level up too.
I don't like that, man.
So like if you're in third place of Europa, you fall down to this
like that.
other third cup.
Oh, okay, they doing that. I thought about the other thing. Okay, yeah.
No. So it's going to be Champions League, Europa, and then whatever this other league is below it.
That's I like that.
And it's for smaller clubs. It's for smaller clubs in some of these countries. That don't get a chance. Like they got to play for. They got 15 games to qualify for Europa. After they qualify for their league, then they got to play like the qualifying rounds to get in there, and that's like 15 games to even get to the group stage.
This is why I like it too, because that's basically a couple of reasons. They don't have college sports like how we have it here in the States, so that's their college level. That's their amateur level. So even it's their pro, but you know what I'm saying. So that's giving those young players a chance to develop, because that's the way it goes. They do good for those small teams and get picked up by big teams. So that gives them more exposure. Mm-hmm. Also gives them more money because they get paid by the game.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? They don't get no guaranteed whatever. So that's cool. And those games are probably going to be cheap. And those games
TV rights.
And those teams get money off the TV rights. And the fans can go because the game probably going to be with like $2-3. You know what I'm saying?
Like, I mean, because you're going to have somebody like Kiev, playing against, Bologna or something down there. It's like,
on a Tuesday afternoon. You know what I mean? Like,
I'll go.
They can't charge $50, $60. It's going to have to be something reasonable.
Yeah.
To where, I'll check it out.
So if staying in Champions League, what do you think so far? Like, who do you think is going to win this from who's kind of settled out?
Dude, it's
I guess we have to wait this week. Is it this week? Or they announced this week is the week they announced the groupings for both. I mean the knockout rounds.
That early? I thought they don't do that until like February.
Oh, they don't? Okay. I thought they did it before the new year. But you don't
play
until February.
Bro. They may. I thought it was like they did it like right before it starts going.
Oh, maybe that's true. They might do it in January.
They know the dates of the games, but they don't, because as far as you got to have travel arrangements and all that. But they don't know. I don't think they know like who they play.
Yeah, because Manchester United is favored to win the Europa already, like gambling wise. And I was
I'll circle back to that in a second. I'll circle back to that.
Not with Spurs there. Not with Spurs there, and they knocked us off 6-1.
I want to comment on that. And let me look at the rest of these qualifiers, because I was looking at it earlier before we got on the call to figure out like who probably will make it out, because there were some pretty good teams that made it out. And let me see who is in it, because I think Man City, they look good. Man, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. Who really look good to me, and I'm jealous of them as a Man United fan, is Chelsea, bro. I really like how Chelsea
lost the other day, though.
Good though. Yeah, but they look good.
Yeah, they do look good. And they got firepower, man.
And for a tournament like this, so you're looking at like a tournament like Champions League, where it's all about star power, because you're coming up against teams that's built the same way that you are, and not teams that are like like just built to counterattack and all that kind of stuff. They're built to take it to you. So it's like,
yeah, I mean, so this is what it is for people that want to know, just going forward, who's all in there. Bayern Munich, Atletico comes out of Group A. Group B is Real Madrid, which is, I'm surprised this went down like this. Borussia Mönchengladbach.
With that Inter group,
yeah.
That was the second.
Look,
group
Inter didn't even qualify. I didn't realize Inter didn't even qualify for Europa.
Oh, you have to actually. Oh, okay. I didn't know. I thought you automatically went to Europa.
No, if you got to be in third place. That's why I was saying, if you thought like if you were a team that like a Shakhtar Donetsk that's going to Europa from their group, they fought to get there, so they're gonna come out a little bit better in Europa, is what I'm saying. They fought to get to that third spot.
I see what you're saying, and to me personally, bro, I would have favored Shakhtar, because I actually just happened to watch that game where they needed that win, but they ended up tying.
Shakhtar needed that tie to go into Europa.
To third place? Yeah, okay. They look good in that game, though. I really wanted them to win that game, but it didn't happen.
Yeah,
Shakhtar look really good, though.
So then we got Man City and Porto in Group C.
I wanted to watch that Man City Porto game, because I didn't watch Porto play, but Porto must be good, because to get second in that group,
Tellus is not there either.
Okay, I'm gonna have to watch them, man.
Yeah, Liverpool, Atalanta comes out of Group D.
I was glad about Atalanta because
I like them.
Ajax, that was the iffy thing. LNR Ajax, which one was going through.
I like Atalanta too, man. I'm interested to see how that the guy is it another that's the other Dembele we got, right?
Yeah, that's yeah. Oh no, that's his name is Diallo.
Okay, Diallo. Yeah, I'm interested to see how he's
yeah.
gonna work in.
And
Coming up in January.
Man, it's like the only thing with that is I don't like that he hasn't been playing all fall. I guess it's because they don't own his rights, so they don't want to get injured. But you just want to see him actually
get some playing time
out there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you got Chelsea, Sevilla in Group E that came out. Borussia Dortmund and Lazio in Group F. Group G, of course, we all knew that was gonna be, but Juve and Barcelona.
Right.
And then Group H, PSG and Leipzig.
And that's the thing, man. Like as far as like looking at those teams, and I like to see PSG exercise their demons, or I like to see Juve solely because I am a huge Cristiano Ronaldo, and also
I don't think it's gonna happen, man. I think Juve is on
Juve
decline.
don't have enough, dog. They don't have enough.
Hey, look, man, it's Bayern.
Bayern's the favorite.
That's what I was say. It's Bayern Munich's to lose here. Let's keep it real. It's Bayern Munich.
See anybody that could really match up against them?
No, dude. Bayern Munich's got literally
everything.
They're literally what Liverpool. I thought Liverpool was going to be.
You know what? That was just about to say, like, Liverpool was the only team that could match up with them.
But they don't have
Van Dijk, man.
No Van Dijk.
But even without Van Dijk, I think they still can, to be honest.
Because you know what? Their transfer window is going to be real big for them. Because they're talking about getting Upamecano. That could be a great replacement for the time being.
I hope they do. Because I really am upset at that goalie for that. That was
tomorrow Pickford, yeah.
Yeah, bro. God dang, bro.
I mean, and on the low, Atletico Madrid, man, depending on, because I love, man, I think the most underrated young cat is Wild Felix, man. Like, that dude is raw.
No,
he's raw.
Okay. Similar position, not the same position. Who you taking out of him or Haaland, though? Haaland just got the award for, like, best young player or something.
Yeah,
like that.
I mean,
they all
I'm going to take Haaland more, but Haaland seemed like he'd stay injured, too, on the low.
João Felix is slick, dog.
Wild Felix. I don't know why nobody ain't tried to get him on. I'm surprised Atletico bid him to keep him.
I think it's I'm trying to remember reading about this. I want to say that his release clause is high, so it's to trigger the conversation, you got to pay a bunch of money.
To even start the negotiation, you got to put up the bread.
Well, I think that's what they mean by trigger clause.
Yeah, I want to say that, like they're saying, like he's available for you to negotiate with.
Okay, all right.
But most times when you do that already, you've already negotiated with the agent before you even put up that bread, like we did with Sancho.
Yeah,
we'd already negotiated the contract, was already floating out there what he was gonna get.
And that's kind of I think what it was. Because I want to say, man, because like Upamecano had it came up with him too, to where
we could have got him before. We could have got him. No, we could have got him before that. But of course, our front office is all Yankee Doodle Dandy. They could have got him for the low for like 20 mil or some low.
But they did an extension and they upped his release clause to where it was like 60 mil or something like that. So I think like the release clause is the minimum, but then there's the transfer fee might
on
be
top
like,
of that.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, I think it's applied to the transfer fee too, though.
Right.
So, like,
right. That's what I mean. Like they go together. Yeah.
Yeah. So
the transfer fee might be, if it was a $70 million transfer fee, maybe the release clause was like 50. You know what I mean? Like something like that. Okay.
So like we'll get back to EPL. So Champions League, I'm going Bayern, man. Let's hop around a little bit to what's
it's got to be Bayern, unless injury. Because you got to look at it too. Like they just have too many pieces in the right places, or too many of the right pieces in the right places.
Yeah, so we're gonna jump around. You know what? Let's go back to Champions League for a second, man. I want to jump into this racism thing, man, that happened in the PSG game real quick before we jump out of Champions League. That was a weird situation, man. Like, so you basically so I was trying to really figure out. I mean, I understand what happened, but I'm trying to figure out why that was even like. This conversation,
how it escalated so rapidly.
Yeah. Like how did it go from this to this, and I guess he was trying to give him a red card, give the coach a red card.
Well, that part I don't know. As far as the card part, I don't. Did he end up getting a red or a yellow? I thought
Red.
Was
He
it a
was trying to
red?
give him a
It
red,
was
but
a
they
red.
they squashed it after all the drama. Because he came to the next game because they ended up giving him like a jersey, all kind of stuff or whatever. Like I guess PSG.
Okay, I didn't watch the return game. Okay.
Yeah, PSG ended up giving him a jersey and all kind of stuff.
I think that was, man. I think that was pretty deep as far as on a human scale. I think it was a situation where like the world of sports, because the world of sports is usually protected from that kind of thing because it's a meritocracy. You know what I mean? So it's like,
if you good, you good. You gon'
so
and
your
it
mindset
sometimes shields
doesn't
us,
go in there.
especially as Black people or anybody of color, from racism or not thinking it's there because, I built myself up because of this, but not knowing that outside of this meritocracy, like you said, is the rest of the game of life.
Right. So I think that was like, and at the same time, it's like it also allows you, it'll shield you from that. It'll allow you to, you can
get on that Amoj shit. You can get on that Amoj.
And form deep partnerships with, for real, racists. Or let me say racists, but deep partnerships with people who outside of this are explicitly out against you. You know what I mean? Like, or whatever. And you can team up with those people in these situations because it's sports. And I think like that was a situation where, so his mind's not in that defensive mindset of, you know, how you are in the rest of the world where you might hear something that can trigger you. He wasn't in that space, and he heard a reference from that. You know what I'm saying? Like that ref, that wasn't no sports mindset reference that he made. He used something from the non-sports world.
And that's so interesting. In so many different languages, he would know that was a racial slur, though, considering I believe he's French and other guys Romanian. I don't know many cats walking around that's knowing Romanian like that. But I guess when you play the
in
sport,
soccer,
you know,
it's like it, right.
But I'm saying within the sport, I definitely probably know all the racial slurs. You probably got it listed when you come in. Like you probably get a pamphlet if you're a Black player come in. Like, okay, these are all the racial slurs you're gonna hear for all the different countries. You don't have to learn all the languages, but if you hear this, you know what it is.
Because you got to think too, man. Like, and this is also just as for all our American viewers out there, just to give a shout out to y'all, man. This is like a thing where there's a solidarity that we as Black Americans as a whole, because I'm speaking generally, not individually, don't acknowledge and recognize, man. It's like because that's not the American way. The American way is, you know what I'm saying, God bless America and nowhere else. So we think very, you know, American centric and egocentric, but man, this Blackness is all over the world, and the struggle is not unique, and it's actually, we are very fortunate in most ways in terms of the struggle, because like other countries is way worse as far as that same struggle. He's probably coming from a place where that's the case, where like that's a whole different way that they deal with
and
that.
Then we already know that Neymar and Mbappe ain't about they ain't about the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like Neymar already got into a fight, you know, I think it was against Marseille or whatever, and like because of racial slurs. So they ain't playing. And Mbappe, I heard Mbappe's a super down brother, I've heard though.
Yeah, because I heard that too, because he's so like close to his family and stuff.
Yeah, like they said Mbappe is like a regular, like a black dude though.
Kinda
like
he
Rashford.
He's like
he ain't we copping like he's dating, like his girlfriend is the first Black Miss France from Miss Universe pageant. Like she's the first Black Miss France or something. Like that's his girlfriend. Yeah, she bad. Yeah, she bad too. She's bad too.
You know, they go have an Olympian, you know what I'm saying? But see, that's the thing too. Like so you think of like Mbappe, Neymar, they're playing in Europe. Like this, man, Danny Alves, like this was like what I didn't know this happened. Like in all the years that I was watching, in like, you know, 90s, whatever. I didn't realize it was bad like that. Just thinking, like I'm saying, as an American, like they maybe have a better handle on that stuff there. No, So like,
Well, like
Dani
what, like
Alves
what,
to Spain.
and Christian Henry talks about all the time too what he was going through.
What's his name?
Henry from
Oh, yeah. I
from
didn't
Arsenal.
realize that, man. I didn't realize that. Like,
Is
because
the
like
great
the
Most
big
Def
thing
said
there
is
is they
world nigga law.
and it's like the big thing there is they'll do those monkey noises and stuff
Throwing
like
bananas
that.
on the field. Cause
Yeah.
wasn't what's homeboy from Bartello? Didn't they throw like bananas or something at him?
Yeah.
But
He
he's a
catches
wild
it
boy though. I
bad,
mean,
bro.
I don't want you to, but he's a wild boy though. I mean, you could have booed
He
him,
is.
but you
He
can't do that
is.
though. Like
But
you can't
he
do that.
catches it bad though. He catches it bad. He can and I as
He's
far as
similar to Maradona on the low. If you want to talk about like an updated without as much.
he's like a Maradona and a Zlatan mixed together. Yeah.
Right, but he's got a World Cup. He's got a World Cup, don't he?
They didn't win. Oh, you know what? He
did?
went on that team.
Yeah. Is he? Yeah, he's on the team that won in the penalty kicks. Or did they lose? Did Italy lose that year?
I don't think he won. He wasn't on that team. No, he wasn't on that team. 06.
But he's got a Europe trophy though. I think.
He was on that team.
Yeah.
But I just
so
as
what
far
do you
as
think
like quickly about him though, man. I just always say about him because he catches a lot of criticism and flack, but people don't understand like in this same conversation, like man, the pressure that you might be under when you are a Ghanaian, an ethnic. Let me not say that because that's a nationality. So you're Ghanaian and you're I don't know what tribe, but whatever ethnicity you are a big black brother, and you get adopted by elderly Italian couple, and that's your parents, and that's who you're raised. You know, that's what you're raised in. So it's like, so for all your life,
he's kind of lost. When any
kid that's I was adopted, there's always like a chip on your shoulder because you're adopted.
And he's kind of lost in general because he's not involved with his culture at all. Like he's kind of like
it's
a lost
obvious.
Kid.
It's obvious. Yeah. And they like I can't blend in and be like, oh, blah blah blah. Nah, it wasn't like their daughter slept with some brother and now you're not remotely Italian. They just adopted you. We all know that. And he always heard that as a kid growing up because he was always real talented with soccer. So he was always in big teams, you know what I mean? Like, so he's always heard this, oh, well, you're not really Italian. You know what I mean? Like
I wonder why he didn't flip and maybe play for Ghana then or something. Because that'd have been raw on them Ghanaian teams back then if he was on them.
But that's a good question as far as like
if you was getting shunned so much.
But I'm not Ghanaian either. I'm not Ghanaian. So it's like now I got to embrace something where I'm really, and that's and
then you're fish out of water. They might be clowning you there too, though. Like, oh man, okay. I mean, you good in that thing, but I mean, you're not from Accra.
You're not one of us.
Yeah,
you're not one of us. And it's like, God dang. So he's in that space. So I understand.
He's damn near tragic mulatto. But just not light skin.
You know what I'm saying? Like still stuck. He's just. So just to talk about like the whole, racism.
Yeah, but so what do you think what do you think FIFA and UEFA should do going forward? I mean, is there a situation where we need to have like a no tolerance policy on all this stuff?
Well, I think they're doing good. I think that first and foremost, I'll say that FIFA's policy for addressing racism is light years beyond any sports institution in America. So just to start from there, it's light years beyond it. And just for the sheer fact that it gets talked about, you know what I mean? So it's like, because like they say, the first step of solving any issue is you got to admit that there's an issue, and that doesn't happen in the U.S.
Right.
At least FIFA will admit it. So, you know what I'm saying? Like,
MLS is starting to get on it a little bit on the low.
But they're connected to FIFA.
That's true. Right.
Because
they got that Salt Lake City owner about the paint. He got to talking crazy. And he was gone. They was like new ownership.
FIFA doesn't. Nah, man. It's too much money out here, and it's too much.
And do they see? And FIFA probably sees how much money potentially is in the U.S., particularly with ethnic players as well.
Nah, we not about to trick out that change, dog. Are you? Nah, you better nah.
I don't know how y'all doing.
Find another you. We can't find another million people. You know what I mean? So we can find another owner.
Right.
is how they look at it. So
Yeah.
and that's
So,
true.
I mean, so is has he already been reprimanded, this ref?
I don't know. I didn't look up on his punishment, but I think it should be something because I think there is some. They say, well, there's smoke, there's fire, whatever. So, but there's also people that use this to say how that might be playing the race card or race bait and all that kind of stuff.
Because we talk about what happened with Cavani as well. With Manchester United player Cavani as well, he was using something, I guess, in talking to his friend online, and he was using the term of saying somebody black or whatever. But I guess within the translation, they saying, and I'm not sure. I'm just going off what some people are saying. The translation is just like saying like, oh, that's that black dude, but it can be conjectured as saying like a racial slur. You know what I'm saying? Converted over.
This was something recent, or this was back in
No, this has happened. They was trying to suspend Cavani for 3 games like a week or 2 ago. You didn't see that?
Oh snap! I didn't see.
Right after he got the goal, it was right after what game did he have 2 goals? It wasn't after the Southampton game.
The one that came back in.
Yep, when he got the 2 goals, he got the header.
Was it West Ham?
Yeah, because he got the assist.
Was it Southampton?
Southampton. The assist in the 2 goals he got.
This is what I'll say about that real quick, and this is just this is from speaking with a Uruguayan, which ended up prompting me to look up some history because it actually ironically related to soccer, but looked up some stuff about non-soccer as well because of that. Because we were talking about Uruguay and Brazil and like their soccer rivalry because he was obviously a Uruguay fan.
Yeah.
And he was bringing up when 1950, you'll hear about this if like when you get into soccer history, the what they call it, the disaster Americana or something like that. But basically Brazil was supposed to win, and it was like just kind of like with 2014. And they mentioned it. They mentioned it in 2014 a lot, but they lost to Uruguay in the World Cup final at home.
And it was Brazil like lost it at home?
Yeah. So it was like a huge upset. And that's actually, just as a sidebar for people as well, that's actually what led to Brazil making huge changes in their system of how they played, which 2 World Cups later, that's when it was the World Cup where Pele was.
So Pele get Pele 8 years later.
Yeah, it had big, because it was like a huge, like broken heart type loss type thing. You know what I'm saying? They were supposed to win, blah, blah. But looking it up, come to find out, like coming back to this conversation, like what I didn't know is that Uruguay had a lot of like black players. So I'm like looking at like black and brown players.
And Argentina has none, which is a different conversation.
Huge, yes.
Because there was a lot of black people in Argentina before. People don't understand during their civil war, they put all the black people on the front line. So that's why there's no black Argentinians. So because there was a gang of black people there before.
Oh, bro, that's some. Yeah, we'll double back on that.
That's some deep shit right there.
When we talk about the Brazil-Argentina soccer rivalry, that'll be a good time to double back.
And then you got to even get it deeper on Argentina side. Basically, Argentina is it basically the white of South America?
Right.
Look at Messi. You don't look at Messi. If you just saw Messi walk on the street, you'd be like, oh, he's Spanish. You wouldn't think he's no Argentinian or South American in general.
Exactly.
What was the dude with the long hair from Argentina? Was it Batista?
Batistuta, yeah.
Batistuta.
And Crespo, but all of those cats.
That's what I'm saying. Come on, man. He wasn't from, if I told you from Denmark,
for real?
You'd be like, he's from Denmark.
Exactly. But that's what I said.
He looked like a Danish player with the headband and everything. The Danish players with the headbands. That's what Paul sent me on. Paul sent that girl's hair out because he had to get the headband. All them cats got headbands on the Danish team.
Paul was like, man, I gotta let y'all know what's how it is with me, bro. He just like Van Dyke. That's why Van Dyke got that funny shit. Like, nah. Yeah. He like TJ Hospenzader. He's like, I gotta let y'all know I got Indian in my family. Yeah, exactly. I'm not with these other Dutch cats. No.
Nope.
Nah, I ain't like that.
No, but going to Uruguay thing though, man.
No, but just saying like with Argentina, they had a very different way of. Well, it's to back up. So that's kind of a thing too. It's like I'm glad you said the thing with Argentina because I didn't realize like growing up, as far as like when I was getting at like that solidarity thing with blackness, I didn't realize every South American country had
slaves.
imported African slaves.
Mm-hmm.
So, because I just thought, Brazil, obviously, I always
Mm-hmm.
knew that. Well, okay, obviously Colombia did,
Mm-hmm.
Venezuela.
And then you got to the like up
I
in
thought maybe it was
Curacao, stuff like
and
that.
a couple other ones maybe sprinkled in, but no, all of them did, Uruguay included, but they treated it a little differently than Argentina did. It wasn't such a let's get rid of them thing. It's just let's just integrate it all into the thing. So like fast forward to with Cavani, because I heard something similar about their culture as well, like reading about that same thing to where it's Uruguay is a little different to where they kind of accept it, but it's still optically to where they'll have a word for it. You know what I mean? So, but it's not that oppressive, whatever.
But it is when you come out the rest of the world. You go, it's like you kind of get caught. But to not even to bump against Cavani, he should know that's not. He's been playing in Europe for since he's 30-something, 35 years old. He should have known you can't be sending out, especially on social media, like.
Particularly, you've been playing in France, and so like
that's what I'm saying.
Talking about a second ago, man. Like, and we see how like a hot button issue that is in France because of the dynamics of that league, man.
Yeah.
Like, whoa.
Yeah, man. So let's hop around a couple of different leagues, man. La Liga. I think this league is the worst I've ever seen La Liga in about 40 years, I think, or something crazy. This league is horrible.
It's star depraved. This is what it looks like when it's star depraved, right? So like we don't have. So I guess just off the top of my head, man, like the biggest star in
Messi.
La Liga is Messi still.
Is Messi?
But who's next? Who's next after him? João Felix, Sergio Ramos.
But nobody knows who João Felix. Do we like? I don't think they had okay. There's different levels. I know there's levels to soccer. Like Benzema, I guess. No, it's probably Suarez. It's Suarez. He's the biggest name. The second biggest name.
That's what I'm like. Who were after Messi? Who was?
It's Suarez.
Wow. Okay.
Even though Suarez is older, and what I'm saying, but he's the second name that not necessarily a casual soccer player because there's only
You're
like 5.
right though. That's what I'm like. That's the
but only... like if you're like a little bit above casual, you hear Suarez, you'll know who he is.
Yeah.
The only real cats know about João Felix though. Like João Felix is on the come up.
Because he's like 19.
19. That's what I'm saying. You don't know about him, but you know Suarez. He's 35.
That's real though. And so like defenders never really get pub like that. And you only know 2 of them. You know what I'm saying? You can only name Varane and Ramos.
And you know what? Who's the third number known player? Oblak, to me, from Atletico Madrid. He's the best goaltender in the world right now.
Okay. All right. But that's not going to be a fan.
That's not a fan name, though. That's just us going off.
That's playing FIFA and playing Pro Evolution side. Yeah. Okay.
But then you look at it. Even Real Madrid, I don't even they got a whole bunch of 7s. Like they got a whole bunch of low. They got a whole bunch of low spades. They got a whole bunch. It's got they get in the spades hand. You got 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. They all spades. But you gonna be able to really win a game with them. Like you gonna.
Matter of fact, not just Luka Modric. I ain't gonna do that man like that. Their midfield pairing is still Modric and Toni Kroos, man. It's still. This is 2020.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
They won the league in 2012?
That's what I'm saying. My thing is people always got Real Madrid trying to get everybody. They may be in a similar situation than we were 5-6 years ago.
If not worse.
If not worse.
Because you gotta look at it. Who do they have on deck? But the expectation and the assumption is they'll just find somebody.
They the quote unquote academy. We don't know
who's. They got nothing on deck though, bro.
Nothing.
They have less on deck than we can say that.
I think
they have less on
having
deck.
A downfall. Even though Real Madrid just beat Atletico this past week and it kind of pushed Atletico back though to potentially win his league. I think Atletico still wins La Liga
this year. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think Barcelona is falling off. And Real Madrid, look at their play even in Champions League.
Barcelona, they've fallen off, but I'm not gonna. I had said
when Messi gone, it's over. Because Fati is hurt. Fati getting hurt end of their season to me.
Oh,
he's out for the season.
Prone?
He's out. No, he's out for the season. He tore an Achilles. He's out for the season.
I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, that was when I was like, oh, their season's over because he's 17 and he was like. That was somebody Messi I feel that he could have built with and been like, I want to stay.
They were depending on him. You're right. He was 17.
And they were depending on him. That's where Barcelona is at right now. Real Madrid is hoping
the Griezmann thing didn't work out. The Griezmann
thing hurt him bad. What else? What you call it? De Jong.
But he's doing good.
No. Who's the other dude they has traded to?
Coutinho.
And no. What you call it too? Didn't they just trade? They flopped with y'all for him.
No, that was that Semedo.
No, but they just flip flop with y'all for 2 players. Who did y'all flip flop with them on? They got Rubio, and then who did y'all take from them? From
Juve? No. That was Juve. That was Pjanic. They got Pjanic.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
But he's old though. He's not when I say old. He's soccer. Advanced.
Hold on.
He's soccer advanced because he's like 30 even or 32.
Yeah.
Right. I like his style, but he's not the answer. Right.
Sergio Busquets not at all.
Man, Busquets is. He's
holding on. No. It's not Piqué. It's Arthur. That's who y'all flip flop with.
Okay.
That's who they thought. That's who they signed and they thought was gonna be the truth for him was Arthur.
I got you.
I just looked it up because y'all flipped Rabiot for him, right? For Arthur because y'all got Arthur.
Rabiot. That was Juve. That was Juve. We got Juve got Rabiot and Barcelona got Arthur.
But Arthur was supposed to be the truth for him, no. And he's
not playing well.
No, he's on y'all team now.
Arthur Melo or something.
No, y'all traded. Melo? Y'all got Arthur now.
Y'all traded playing for us.
That's my point.
I see.
That's my point. And Messi, to a certain extent, he probably got the LeBron treatment, like how Cleveland was like, "No, we finna get some players to trust us," because he probably saw this 2 or 3 years from now, and saw this as potentially coming down the road.
Well, he should have seen it coming down the road when it was, when
Suarez was getting older. Vidal was
when nobody came in younger than him. So this was like
I think the Griezmann thing. He probably thought the Griezmann thing was gonna go better though too.
Yeah, everybody did.
Yeah, I mean we wanted Griezmann.
That's what I'm saying. Everybody thought that was gonna go better. I don't know. I haven't watched enough of those games because La Liga is hard to watch here.
Yeah,
I haven't watched enough of the games to figure out why it's not working because he's a good player.
I mean, they're out here.
He was great with Atletico Madrid. I think his style.
They're losing to Catalonia and stuff, man. Barcelona's out there losing to Catalonia. I think there is a scenario where Barcelona won't make Champions League. They're in 7th place right now.
They're like a 6th. Because last I looked, they were in 6th place. They're
in 7th place right now.
They just lost this weekend.
They're in 7th place right now, dog. There's a. What world do we live in? Only 2020 would have a situation where Barcelona
I was gonna say
would not qualify for Champions League.
I don't want to give them that kind of vote of confidence though, because I think it's kind of contingent on what happens in this winter transfer window too. Because let's say that they don't do anything, is gonna be spent, but somebody else does.
That's my question. Is like everybody's always saying Barcelona is just a player or two away in the transfer window. Real Madrid is a player.
They gotta sell people, yeah.
That's what. Or who's really gonna be able to buy?
Yeah, I mean, but they don't have. That's the thing, is they don't have bottomless pockets, I guess. But they need to be purchasing somebody.
And then if you look even long term, if they're doing this Super League thing, why are some of these other teams like a Borussia Dortmund going to sell a Haaland now? If we know that they're going to have, they're looking forward to a super team and to a Super League in 3 to 4 years. Why am I going to sell Haaland if I know that this is coming down the pike and I want to be one of those 16 teams in the Super League?
And that's kind of why too, bro. I really am against that league because
I want to see it.
That would have such damaging effects.
But do you know how big they'll be able to promote that worldwide?
Damaging. I'm gonna say damaging. It's gonna evolve stuff.
Worldwide, it'll be able to be worldwide, man. Because they'll be able to put that on the road and put a couple of games at Chicago at the Soldier Field. They'll have a couple of games on the road. They'll be able to target that worldwide.
It won't be terrible, but
and
it will
like
change.
Brandon said, don't get it twisted. If you see a Chinese team throw a bag out there to be one of the top 16 teams,
I think, as far as in favor of it, I think that what just has happened with this COVID-19 has exposed that if I own a team, I'm pushing for it. You know what I mean? Because I don't want stadium revenue. I want TV money. Is what I want. Give me TV and video game
Game money.
money. Reason I say that too is because I think I forwarded it to you. AC Milan signed that exclusive deal with EA to where
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
it's
but
like
before they didn't. Juve is the only team that is not exclusively to FIFA.
I didn't know
Juve
that.
Juve
Okay,
is on there. All the players are, but they have to use Piedmont Calico is a team name.
that's why they do that. Okay, all right.
So they it's like what Soccer Revolution or whatever it is. I think it's maybe Konami or something. They had their Juve they got a licensing over there with Juve.
Oh, so that's okay. They could use it. Okay, I got it.
And AC Milan was over there with them too before. So
and then they broke that and went over. We
EA
go do
and get that money.
That's from smart EA. To me, bro. But what that is, that's those Italian teams trying to catch up with those English teams that have left them in the dust. You know what I'm saying?
But then why is Juve sitting so hard on this deal with the Konami thing then?
Because it's still a deal. Because they.
You think they just wait until the deal's over? Like, just let's get our check and then we'll be there in a minute.
They don't have a deal like those EPL teams have with Sky Sports. Like y'all was pointing out, man, that Sky Sports deal that
it's over NBC Sports where you on mainstream in the morning, daytime in the US.
That's how those EPL teams are making bank because of that Sky Sports deal. Because Sky Sports is a British conglomerate.
Yeah. So they charge $5 a game over there for like some games over there to watch. $5 a game. And people are paying it.
And the teams are getting like a large part of that revenue, I'm imagining. So that's
so we can jump into English Premier League and talk about
they're trying to rival that. You know what I'm saying?
We can talk about English Premier League a little bit. You know that I think they're dumping, I forgot which cup. Is it Emirates Cup or I forgot which cup they're dumping. They're dumping a cup.
Like Caribou Cup or something like that?
I think it may be Caribou. Which one of the cups are getting dumped.
I didn't even understand what that was. You know what
I
I mean?
They're dumping one of them.
All you need is the FA Cup.
Right. They're dumping one of them. And then but then to appease the lower tier, because that was their chance to gain revenue from ticket sales, from people from Manchester United coming to play at Coventry City or something like that. What they're doing is they're giving them some of the TV revenue down, but this is the trick bag for them is they only get, I think, 2 teams to go up now or something.
So fewer teams and promotion, but we gotta pick you out some change.
And they're doing, I believe, the playoff system similar for the bottom part of EPL, like Germany does. So the last 4 teams have to have a small mini tournament, how the Champions League, like the English Champions League does for the 4. So in English Champions League, the top 2 automatically go up.
I like that.
And then the bottom, the 3 through 6 have a 4 or 14 tournament. They're gonna do that for the bottom 4 teams in EPL for the last for the one spot to stay up.
Okay, I like that though. I ain't gonna lie, bro. It kind of teases a little bit. It teases a little bit for those. Only reason I say that is because we were talking about that though, because it happened to be on like after that Man U game. They had that. I forgot the other team. Bournemouth. I happened to catch that Bournemouth game. Man, dog, watching them lose that. Because they were getting relegated, right? Watching them lose that was because
it was heartbreaking because it was all kind of people.
And you usually don't see it because it's usually fans so they cut away from all of that stuff. And like you said, it was heartbreaking. It was like, oh man, because it really hit you like, dang, bro, like this really hits these players to where
your check is gonna get cut too.
Like, hey, your life has changed because it's like you literally don't know where you will be playing next year now. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know. Because you might have to leave, blah, 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 whatever. So that was heavy. So if you're gonna do that, like have the playoff system, go ahead and make it 8 teams then. You know what I mean? Like, so go ahead and just throw the bottom 4 and the top 4. And so it is no automatic if you want to do it like that.
Oh,
no
you're saying if you're in the bottom four from the English Champions League,
the Premier,
and then in the EPL for the bottom four versus their top four in an 18 tournament.
Do that. That'd be, I'd tune into that.
Yeah, that'd be great. I just wonder if because that's what Germany does, though, I think.
Oh, something similar.
Yeah, Germany does that for promote, like, so you can be say for instance, you place last, like Cologne or something, and you place last in Germany, you have a chance to play in a tournament against the top 2 or 3, I forgot how many, whatever teams from the bottom one to stay up in the regulation.
Okay.
So they do that already. It's a playoff in Germany already does that.
I think they should do that because I think it also because it's a double-edged thing too, because you got to look at it like those teams, like when you're at the bottom of the EPL and you're battling relegation. So let's say like you came in third to last, right? So I avoided relegation, but it's like at that same token, I didn't qualify for any tournaments. I didn't
even go far and win the cups. Didn't. We just here. We Crystal Palace. Like we just here.
That does give them something to where, even though it's kind of is dubious because you lose, you're gonna
like it could be detrimental at the same time.
But you still get a couple more games. I'm thinking as a franchise.
Well, even on top of that, think about how much you may be
playing
even more. Think about you may be playing even more not to be in that bottom. But before you just like, I just don't want to be in the bottom 3. Now you like, I'm trying to battle not to be in that bottom 4 or 5 to have to go into this tournament.
Dog. No,
because like if you're in that bottom, if you're 4th from last and you're safe by 7 points, you kind of put on cruise control, and you like we cool. But if you're in that 4th spot and it's 3 points ahead of you, now you like, hey, we got to go out here and beat. We got to go out and beat Leeds United this week. Like we need to go out.
I know we got like Man City and Liverpool, but bro, we got to tie.
We got somebody. We got to do this.
Yeah. And then you got that strategy where you got like 8 people in front of the goal all games. Like y'all not scoring. That's
just look here. We don't care if we score, but y'all ain't scoring. So what do you think about the league this year, though, man? Like, what do you think about the league, English Premier League this year overall?
I think it's exciting. I think this is one of the. I think this is showing, unfortunately, as a Man United fan, this is kind of foreshadowing on what the future of the league is heading towards. As far as like, it's at that. It's a good thing, but it's at that parity level right now, to where
you can go get popped by anybody any day now. Almost
you're gonna start seeing that, because not even talking about like who is on top right now, but just talking about teams like Wolves, like Southampton, like
West Ham is in 4th or 5th right now.
Bruh, like, and they're cold. Like, they're not. It's not like losing to them. If you're Chelsea, if you're Liverpool, if you're Man City, losing to those teams is not a fluke. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it's not,
and it's not a scar. Like, it's much like, man, even though in your mind still as a fan, it's just like now with our team Iowa State, like people will be like, damn, man, we lost. But it's like, if you look at the team, it's not. You stupid to think that you're just going off of just name his historical history on it, not what they are right now.
The reality is the X's and O's as far as what's on the field is like they got killing some, they're executing.
Like Leeds is another one that's been balling. They out.
I was thinking about them. We're talking about their relegation thing. I saw that game when they won, but it was no fans to really cheer the victory when they got promoted, and that was unfortunate.
That was the one with that long, or was that West Ham where that dude had the free kick from like damn near midfield? Was that was West Brom?
No, I think that was no, that must have been the West Brom game.
Because that's the same dude that got the free kick on us. I think that's the same dude that got the free kick on us when we played West Brom. When he had that's the dude that got the one. I'm talking about, that was a beautiful one, like from damn near half the. Because he was a defender.
I can't think of his name right now.
Yeah, because everybody's always saying like if West Brom go down, he's gonna be up regardless of what. He's gonna.
Oh no, that's yes. No, that's the dude I want Man United to get.
But that's the dude that got that free kick though. The one I'm talking about, that was from like midfield. That was him. He's the best free kicker in the league right now, I believe, like accuracy wise.
Is that the dude you talking about? Rice, Declan Rice?
No. This one West Brom.
Oh, West Brom. Okay.
Yeah, that's the dude that got the free kick on us.
I'm gonna look his name up because I don't
Yeah,
know
he's
his
the one
name.
that got the free kick on us when they went up 2-0 before we came back.
Okay.
And then he
Gotcha.
got that one that was from damn near. That was the one I was like number one.
Yeah.
And they didn't end up getting the goal to because they scored again, and then it was like he got another goal to clinch it for him.
Yeah. And he's a defender in this.
He's a
one.
defender
That's
too.
what's so crazy, man. But I think that's
And he was
also
on a
where, like, the
breakaway
game
on
will
his
go.
goal too. On the next goal, he was on a breakaway.
So he's
I
not
don't
gonna
know
be
how
there
he was
long.
up there.
Yeah, he's not gonna be there long then. Unless somebody will scoop him up, a bigger team.
That's what they were saying on the
I'm gonna
telecast.
look up his name though.
So I
is
mean,
he English too?
That's what I'm looking him up now, man. Let me see.
Because I'm like, yeah, he's not gonna stay there long at all.
That's what I'm trying to see. Yeah, I'm trying to look him up now.
But yeah, and why you looking that up, man? I just think that the EPL looks good. I think that
Matthias Pereira.
Pereira.
Yep. Matthias Pereira is him, man. It was.
What country is he from?
Oh, and they were down a man too, man. That was the crazy part. I'm looking at the thing here. They were down to 10 men. Oh no. It's two dudes that do free kicks well. The other dude, I think you tell no, it's right. It is Pereira. I was thinking it was Int, but no, it's Pereira. It's Pereira.
Oh, this guy. Okay, yeah, okay. Yeah, he did that little chip. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, that was
He's Brazilian.
Oh wow.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think this year in league, man, we're not gonna really be able to tell anything this year until March.
I think that that's what I'm saying. I think that it's a situation where can Spurs go wire to wire and win it? Not wire to wire because they weren't first place from the get go. But I don't think that they're gonna hold on to. If I had to guess any team, not named Man United, that that legitimately showed a threat to be standing at the top at the end, it'd be Chelsea, man. Like I feel
Chelsea
like
was good, man.
The Chelsea manner in which
really the real issue was their goalkeeping with Kepa, and they got Mendy, and he's been up to this last game. I think he got like 5 in a row. It's 5 clean sheets in a row.
It's the fact that everything. So looking at their team last year, like the issues were, hey man, our defense is shaky, right? So that was the thing. So all of their off-season signings addressed it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, so it's like you had a shaky defense, so you got Thiago Silva on that free transfer, and that's working out. So that's making a big difference. You got Mendy, like you said, who's making a big difference because he has been starting the game. You got kept out of there. And Conte is not, he got back from injury because I think he was hurt last year.
He was hurt, yep.
So, and you look at those three things, and that's all they did, technically, because they did some other stuff around that, but that's all they really needed to do.
And then you got to think about it. They still trying to offload Kepa. That's money they're going to be able to spend to again in a minute because as soon as they can get rid of him.
Yeah, ain't nobody go, well, I'm going to say that. Let me not say that. Somebody's going to buy him. Yeah, somebody's going to buy him.
Somebody's going to buy him.
I think that the Timo Werner, that purchase, everybody knew that was going to work out well, and that obviously is. And Havertz is working out, I feel like. But
he's had some bad games. Havertz has had some bad games, though. But, I mean.
I think talking about Chelsea as far as, like, let's compare that situation to Man United. I think Havertz is in a similar fit-in situation that Paul Pogba might be in, because
and a little bit of what you call it too, like Van de Beek too. Van de Beek too, a little bit like Van de Beek too.
Yeah, I would agree with that as well. To where I don't know if they really fit in, because that's kind of what's going on with Havertz. Because like you look at Havertz and because we got Ziyech he fits in, Werner fits in, and we gotta either have Abraham or Giroud in,
and
Mason Mount is balling this season.
Yep. Got Pulisic, he's coming back.
You know, where you gonna fit in, like, and that he's having a tough time. It's like because his strengths and his role that he usually does, he can't really do because that's not what they need. You know what I'm saying? Like, Kind
I
of like my
wonder if
father.
I wonder if he regrets going to Chelsea now on the low and just staying at Leverkusen another year and maybe going somewhere else.
Man, you know what? With that in mind, bro, if he thought something like that, or like he and his agent, whatever, like
Hmm.
I could have seen a situation where him going to Real Madrid next season
Really?
would have
Oh, it's
been
like if he
like
stayed
you
at Leverkusen, if he stayed at
right,
Leverkusen.
like doing what you just said, and then
Yeah.
going to Real Madrid next year.
Hmm.
I could see how that would have worked out really well for him because based on the makeup of that team, because you're looking at Tony Cruz, Modric are both older. Isco, I was hearing some whispers that there's like because he's like 29, 29,
Yeah,
30,
you got Ramos
something
is
like that.
older. Ramos is older.
And
Benzema
like
is
Isco's
older.
talking about he was trying to leave, not leave, but he was like he's not feeling loved over there. So it's like people that play in that spot, Havertz plays about to be out of there. So that's why I'm like, had he listened to you, he would have been in a good situation.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. I mean, it was good for Chelsea, the way they had it like that. So we got two more leagues to cover, man. Let's go to we going to jump on over to your league. You know a lot about Serie A.
Man,
Um,
Serie A, bro. Happy. I'm happy so far. In addition to Man United, I'm also a AC Milan fan. Uh, they're holding on. Today, bro, it was a tripped out game. Like, so today they played, they ended up tying 2-2 to Parma. Close game, bro. It was like, because they were losing 1-0, and I think they were 2-0 down at one point and had to come back to tie it. They ended up hitting the crossbar twice and one other crazy miss. It was like, God, man, just please give us this goal. So they finally pulled it out then because like the second goal came at like 80 something 90th minute. Like it
oh
came real
wow.
late in the game. Yeah, very, and they needed it to stay on top. So
So
they're still
Is
first place.
Milan one in the league right now, or is it Juve at number one?
They're still holding on to one. Zlatan is hurt though. So right,
Oh
so like
shoot.
that's kind of hurting him, and so he's injured. There's still one. Sassuolo is actually right behind them. I forget like the
Really?
placement after that, but it's pretty tight up
Yeah,
top.
it's got to be because Atlanta
Atlanta
is
is
up
still
there.
doing good. Lazio's doing well. Juve is not playing bad, so they're up toward the top. They're just not number one right now.
Right,
So
and then
it's
you got still got Inter
and
Milan, Napoli.
Inter Napoli, man, they look good as far as like switching to Europa real
Hmm.
fast. So we're talking about Serie A. I can
Hmm.
see them really being a threat in
in
Europa.
in Europa. Mm.
Yeah, they're a pretty strong team, man. They're pretty strong.
Yeah, because they have what's Insigne, right?
Right, and it's that guy Osimhen. He's playing well. Matter of fact, they were beefing as far as this guy and the manager Lozano,
Oh wow.
but Lozano's playing well. So they have a lot of pieces there.
And
I
then we
like
got
them.
then they have Kubalali still too, right?
Koulibaly and
Yeah,
Manolas. So
yeah.
both of them are mobile. So they're not, what I'm saying like 6'7", 6'5", and nothing like that, but they're both tall enough and can move. So they hold up well when playing the other teams in Europe. They play pretty well, and they
I-
can score some goals. So it's Gattuso's the manager, so they got like that similar Atletico Madrid, like aggressive, tenacious defensive style. So they play from that type of mindset. So it's a good team, and I can see them going a long way.
Yeah, and finally we'll go to the Bayern Munich League, or it's also called the German Bundesliga, but I call it the Bayern
Yeah,
Munich Invitational, where it's just
that's
basically
well,
that's
that's
just,
how it is.
I
Because I mean,
mean,
especially now, bro. Once Holland got hurt, let me just say that with
he'll be
BBB
back, but
starting
he's not
slow,
coming back till
BBB
like January,
starting
February.
slow, but they started slow. That wasn't him being hurt. They just
Yeah,
started slow.
I mean, there's nobody going to beat Bayern. Bayern hasn't lost the Bundesliga. They've lost one. They lost it one time, and I think in the last 20 years or something crazy.
Going into the season, I want to say that Dortmund was the only preseason hope to
Mm-hmm.
beat Bayern. I think that was like the legitimately preseason
Mm-hmm.
writing. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? I think
And I think they're in third or fourth right now.
Leipzig was once they lost Werner, Leipzig no longer was considered a legit contender.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think Werder Bremen might kind of Not them. Schalke. I think maybe it's Schalke
Yeah.
that kind of might be considered another.
No, it's Mönchengladbach. It's Mönchengladbach.
Oh, okay. They
Yeah, it's
consider a contender,
Mönchengladbach.
but it's the Bayern Munich league, man. We
Yeah,
all know
like,
what it is.
and and like real talk, man. Are they and getting towards the wrap up area. Are they the most complete team in soccer history on the low?
The most complete team now of this generation, not history.
No. I'm not
right
talking about. Okay, I would say the last 10 years.
Man, I don't even know if I can give them that because we've had some pretty good teams.
I mean, they can run like 50 people at you, man. They got like 50 cats, man.
They are definitely close. I don't want to sell them short because when you
they're
look
so
at the
deep
fact,
though. And more of anything, they're so deep.
Position, bro,
they're so deep though too. They're deep in those positions too.
Every position.
So if Lewandowski goes down, that's fine. Mueller's stepping up. Like
it's unprecedented as far as to be able to have
Mueller goes down, Narby's stepping up. Like, okay,
you know what it is. What like a big thing with it too, because shout out to Jalen Rose.
Mm-hmm.
This is a real thing that he said. Like me and this cat friend of mine, Eddie Lanier, that played basketball as well. We were rapping about this. Different sport, yes, but we were just talking like what Jalen was saying was like that those positions in basketball don't exist. Those positions are created to help people that don't know the game follow it. And I think that's true. You know what I'm saying? That's true. Like not talking about basketball too deeply, but so when people are talking about like that point guard needs to be able to set this, blah, 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 blah. Well, not really. You don't really need that particular person to do it. You just need somebody to trigger the offense is what you're trying to get at. So whatever. And I think like that's with every sport to where you have these roles that you need, right, to be successful in soccer. And it's like how well can I get these roles filled? And you talking about what you're saying, like you look at Bayern and they have the roles you need. They have the depth at all of those positions of the people that are prototypical for it.
Yeah.
It's like you don't just have people that can do it. You have people that are special, like they're in, that's their role. That
and if they get hurt, somebody's literally sliding right into the slot. That's just
I'm not out of position.
Class.
I'm not out of position. I'm not trying to do something I'm not, good at. This is what I do. And I think a big thing with them though that hurts them is Kimmich getting hurt, but hopefully he gets back. I like him a lot because I like that position.
Yeah.
I was a more offensive minded player, but I like that central defensive midfielder, but that's an extremely potent position for winning soccer, like that position.
And that's why Manchester United has issues.
Yeah, but I don't mind talking about that at all because I think that's like, and I could be quick with it to not even eat up that much time, man. Like I look at Kimmich talking about Bayern Munich and what he can bring to the table, and I look at we as Man United do not have a single player like that. So he's one person that can do all that stuff, man. Like so, you look at Fred, McTominay, and Matic, all three individually pretty good players. If I could just somehow take all three of them and form into one person, you get somebody like Kimmich. You know what I mean? Like that's what he is. So that's what Man United needs. That's what Casemiro is. That's what Rodri is. That's what and that's not an easy position to play. It's not an easy role because you have to be real. You have to have a high IQ for the game to play it. So
yeah, no, you definitely do. It's just man. It's
pretty tough. Witsel is a good one. I like Witsel a lot.
For Belgium. Witsel, yeah. Rodri, I like Rodri a lot, man. He's good. Conte too, man.
Yeah, because you look at what that allows those teams to do, bro. So you look at Chelsea. So that's what I have been wanting Man United to look like for the longest. So you put Kante out there. So now all of a sudden, because he just sits in that deep middle right in front of the center backs, so now you got Mason Mount, and a lot of times they got Kovacic running with him. So now they can just run loose all throughout the field
because it's locked down.
So, yeah, they never look like it's never like, oh, look at that break because Mason Mount was out of position playing too much offense, right? Well, you look at that, look at Man United, and they'll say that stuff about a similar thing about Pogba because the makeup of the team really isn't conducive to recovery. We're not a good recovery type team.
Well, man, Double D, where can they hit you at up online, man?
Yeah, man. Best places both at Instagram and Twitter. Sefu Benu, same name for both of them. Hit me up, man. Drop me a line. We're having some YouTube content at
Yeah,
Speaking
yeah.
Gospel as well. It'll be
But
the same
do you know you
thing.
have the channel name already and everything?
I don't have a link to send right now.
Okay, we'll get it out there to people when you
Yeah.
get it running and everything. Man, thank you, man, for coming on and filling in for us, bro. There's people gonna really love this and appreciate this, man. And
Man, look forward to it every time. And hopefully next time we can get to that MLS list.
yeah.
You
know what? We'll bring you back on when Brandon gets settled down because he wants he also wants to rain dance for his Chelsea boys, and just
bro, I'm already ready. And it's funny too because I thought he was gonna be on this one. I was like, all right, let me just go ahead and get my skin all thickened up.
You see the tweets he was sending me, man? Like when we lost to Leipzig.
Oh man, God.
No
mercy,
no mercy, man. No mercy at all, man. It's like, come on, man. I was like, come on, man. After this COVID's over, man, we gotta go some games over all together, man.
That's my goal. Wanted to do that this spring.
This year. We're gonna try to do it this year, but we'll see for next year.
Because we'll have to turn it into like a little vlog type thing, and
and just jump on it and stay for a week, you know what I'm saying, and kind of pop around and hope maybe if it's Champions League time, you get a Tuesday game somewhere, then go get a Saturday and a Sunday game and then come back.
Right. And hopefully like you said, the pandemic erases so we can get around the
you see New Zealand is they good. They got zero COVID cases now.
Oh, okay. So we turned the corner. So it's
they ain't letting nobody in their country either though. So
nah.
They literally
we turned the corner is what they said.
Right. We did. We don't know about y'all, but we turned the corner. Well, man, thank y'all for listening as always, man. Hey, like this is like email us strictolc@gmail.com. SOC Network. We're gonna be having a whole bunch of different stuff going on. Some dope guests coming up soon. Coming from the St. Louis Football Club that's coming up. So it's gonna be good, y'all. Thank y'all for listening.
Right on, man. Take care. Peace and blessings.